This one really did feel like a joke made manifest. Pennyworth, the origin of Batman's butler. It's a thing. So I got commissioned to check out the first two episodes of this show. And I knew it existed. I'd actually heard that some people said it was pretty good, but I still had a hard time getting past the premise. Here's the thing, now that I've actually checked out the first two episodes. I don't know if I never knew or if I did know and it then slipped my mind. The fact that this was being done by the same creators of Gotham. And more to the point, this is meant to be very specifically an origin for the Gotham version of Alfred. I don't know why that either slipped my mind or why I didn't know that, but that changes things. If you didn't know, it's been off the air for a little while now. I really like Gotham. I was highly skeptical of it when it started, but I stuck with it through its first season. The third episode made me go, wait a minute, this might be onto something. And then second season, I was all in. The show's, it's completely off its rocker. It's great, and I love it. First season starts a little weak, and the last season is a cramped mess, but I still love that show. And knowing that this was coming from the same creative people and was set effectively in the same world, like other than Alfred himself, it doesn't really matter because it's not set in Gotham, which I actually think is very much to its benefit. The sense of a heightened, street level crime in London gives it a distinctly different feel from Gotham while still being heightened enough that it's like, yeah, this is kind of Gotham adjacent, isn't it? The actor they got to play Alfred is capturing that same energy that Sean Pertwee brought to the role, because I love Sean Pertwee in pretty much anything, but he was very good as Alfred. And that energy infused with a little bit more youth and a little less world weariness is very much here on display. So good casting there. The supporting cast seems pretty solid. Thomas Wayne is a major feature. I don't get a ton of a sense from him yet, but he's working. He's functional. We naturally have a secretive society set up to be our big recurring baddies for a while. That having been said, the Raven Society, I mean, the obvious comparison is the Court of Owls, but at least on initial introduction, I like the Ravens better than I like the Court of Owls. Granted, part of that is I don't really like the Court of Owls. I think other than a very early part of their first arc in the comics, I don't think they are interesting or have ever worked. I don't like them. But I like this. See, the thing with the Court of Owls for me is that, to me, Gotham should be chaos. So this whole notion of like these secret puppet masters controlling Gotham, these elites who like they are the reason that Gotham is bad. No, Gotham's just a crap city. Like the idea of elites who are strip mining for their own benefit, like, okay, but they do the same thing that all secret society stories do, which is to extend the power and reach of these organizations beyond the breaking point. And then they introduce Talon, which, God, I hate that character so much. Anyways, getting off of that. By comparison, the Raven Society, one of my favorite things about them as they are introduced here is they are very clearly racist, xenophobic, and elitist. And what I really like is what it's made clear is they do not work. They're like, we do this for the Queen. And somebody at one point asked them, well, does the Queen know? And no, they're not an official branch of the government. They are doing this on behalf of someone who they have just made a figurehead. They are obsessed with the empire that they feel like they've lost. They're imperial larpers, is what they are. They want to recapture that. But there's a little bit of a sense of, you guys are kind of losers, aren't you? Like, you're influential, you're dangerous. Like, it doesn't downplay the danger, but like, in terms of what you're trying to be, you're kind of losers, and I like that. It has a good feel to it. Plus, they put Jason Fleming in it, and I like Jason Fleming, just as a presence. I think he brings good energy to things. I like that his sort of right hand, the heavy, the muscle, is Bet Sykes. Some real subtle name choices. There's also like a guy who's very into dismembering bodies, whose last name is Ripper. Like, it's Gotham related. It ain't subtle, but subtle's not the point. Subtle's not why Gotham's fun. And this does capture that sense of fun that I liked in Gotham, as we see Alfred, stuck being a bouncer in a club and trying to set up a security business. We see him with his parents, which worked much better than I expected it to. There were a couple of cringeworthy moments, played for that kind of humor, but for the most part, his relationship with his parents it's oddly dynamic. Like, he does have that overbearing sort of, you should be doing what I say, kind of a father. What, you think you're too good for the life that I led, kind of thing. But he's not one dimensional like that. Like, he clearly still does love Alfred. There is something else there. And then there's the relationship that Alfred is developing with the love interest, who I guarantee you does not stick all the way through the show, because Alfred is lacking in a love interest in Gotham. So, but they've got a decent dynamic, and they play off of each other pretty well. I think the point at which I realized, oh yeah, this is proper Gotham insanity, was when there's in the second episode. This is going to be so morbid when I describe this, but like, it was the point where I was like, oh yeah, that's Gotham. There was a public execution of people who had been held in the Tower of London, that with a crowd assembled, all excited, like clapping and cheering. So, and this is set, I think, in the 60s. I think so, roundabout then. But so not only are these people hanged, but while they're there, there's an executioner with the black hood and a big, huge axe. As soon as they get hanged, whoosh, and across the gut, and their innards just spill out. And I'm just watching this going, oh, that's the most morbid, horrible, ridiculous thing. And it's being televised. I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but like, yeah, that's the kind of insanity that made me stick with Gotham and love it. And it's nice to see it pop up again here. I, unfortunately, just because of my life, I can't promise that I will ever get to more episodes of this. I don't have the time, but I will tell you, having now seen these first two episodes and watching Alfred run into Thomas Wayne, go on an adventure, team up with some of his buddies from the army, and they're great. They've all got great dynamics, and see him deal with this kind of secret society, but then also deal with just like a jerk at a bar, and get that scope and that range. Like, I'm happy this exists. I don't expect I'm going to have time to actually sit down and watch it anytime soon, but I ain't mad at it for being. In fact, I'm pretty happy that this is a thing that I know is out there. The spirit of Gotham lives on in all its absolute batshit. Just knowing that makes me happy. Pennyworth. Have you seen this? Have you seen more of it than I did? Does it get more bonkers? I expect it probably does. Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon pays the video, pays the bills, and it was how I was commissioned to make this particular video, what you are watching right now. Even if you can't help me out that way, like, share, subscribe. Those are also of great assistance. Don't worry too much about that either. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. Time for me to thank my highest supporting patrons. Robin Moore, Zubin Lafula, Goddess Elida, Oliver B, Tarak, The Thing That Goes Doink in the Anime, Ruth, Goes with the Gazarian, Solitary Pictures, Ulrich Bogdan, Geek Filter, Melinda Walters, Toku BL Hubian, Jen, Auntie Kate 808, Becky Sparks, Renabi Likes the Poodle, Robin Powell, T Love, Tracy Scrappett, Angry Casperl, Dave Hall, White Bearish, Rosalind Bennett, Pao Barabajagal, I'm sorry for whatever butchery I did to that, and Mira G. I know I've kind of done like funky stuff saying them the last few times. I had this whole idea where I was gonna like sing them to the tune of Carol of the Bells, but then I realized it's gonna like clash with my outro music, and I didn't really want to rework that or just cut the outro music out altogether. That felt weird, so I just didn't do a thing this time. But now I've told you that I didn't do a thing, so I've made a thing about there being no thing. Okay. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.